ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Comics News Today for December 2nd, 2019. Boy, we're getting toward the end of it. Coming into 2020, nice round number. We like those. And you see what I did there? I classed it up. I said, ladies and gentlemen, instead of everybody. Yeah, you caught that? That's good. I'm classing up the joint.
Oh,
I'm classing up the joint.
well done.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Claps from me. But
yeah.
welcome, guys. Very nice to have you in here as usual. We had a great show yesterday with TFT and the plasma cosmology paradigm. That was a great show, man. I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you guys did too. And of course, this week on TFT, to appease the booster, we are doing anti vaxxers. Ooh.
I have ideas sometimes.
He does. He actually has had many good ideas for us. But
Mhm.
and you have to be there for that one. You realize, so schedule it.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll put it in my I'll try to fit it in, Chester. You know how busy I am.
True. That's true. Very, 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 very busy boy.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
anyway, guys, happy to have you here. Do keep in mind, as usual, check a lot of links down below, and come be part of those things. Particularly Twitter. We'd love to have any of you guys on the show who want to have your voice heard. I mean, we are fan speak after all. And of course, if you want to be on that anti-vaxxer show, come on down and just hit my Twitter up, and we'll get you on the show and have you talk about it. I'm not really much of an expert on it, but I will spend this week doing research as I always do, so that at least can put a presentation together. But hopefully there'll be some other people who are far more knowledgeable about it than I. But it sounds interesting. We had a little conversation about it after in our post show yesterday, after our plasma show, and it's quite obvious that there's a lot to talk about. A lot more than I thought, actually. So it should be a good conversation. But nevertheless, do keep in mind that tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we also have our continuation, episode 13, I think, maybe 14, of our Moonshay Isles campaigns going on. It's pretty cool what they've been doing. It's a nice story building up, so hopefully you guys come check that out as well. But today, we definitely got some news to get to, but I got to come over here and say hello to that panelist. You guys know, and before I do, just to remind you that please hit that share button. We are live streamers, and that's what helps us out the most. And of course, hit that sub button and like too. We'd like to get up to 1,000, I guess, but mainly hit the share button. So thank you for that. But as you guys can see, we do have the absolute awesome oiled poet pie expert from Tasmania. Where is it exactly?
Oh, I'm gonna sue you. Yes, you wait. I don't have to put up with this. I will be contacting HR right away.
Wow, that's interesting.
Denali, just to hurt my feelings.
So that's interesting that Tasmania is a bigger insult than Australia. I'll have to write that down. Hold on a second. Make a note.
I thought Tasmania was Australia.
Is it? I think it is. I know
I
it is,
I
but
don't
it's
know.
but they consider themselves different. It's kind of like Texas, I think, as far
Yeah.
as mentality. But nevertheless, how you doing, dude? What's up?
I'm doing.
Enthusiastic, I can see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for the news today?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm greased up. My nipples are pierced. They could cut diamonds. I'm
Oh,
excited. Let's go.
well, there you go. Diamond piercing nipples. That's what we need. That
Oh
sounds like a
yeah.
superpower. You should make that
Mm-hmm.
character.
I will.
Diamond
I
Nipple
will.
Man.
Diamond nipples.
Yeah, that sounds
Mm.
good. Of course, you guys also see we have the angsty one. What were we saying? What were we going to call him? It wasn't cancer. It wasn't crank.
Well,
What was it? Congested? Yeah, the congested one. George, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm just curious
Yeah.
about Tasmania. Do you feel a hunger? Do you feel a hunger pain at all?
are you
At all?
making a Tasmanian devil
I
joke
think he's trying
I'm
to.
just
Yeah.
curious.
like
I'm
from
just
Looney
curious
Tunes?
if you feel a hunger pain or do you feel any spinning at all?
Oh, he is. I think. Stop. Oh, I do like that
George.
character. He's a fun one.
It has
But
it's cool.
I'm not hungry. I've eaten. Thank you.
You
Okay,
know,
are you
we
sure?
we had a guy from my home area when I was a kid, and he was a really good boxer, had some success. We called him the Tasmanian Devil, and he had some good success. But you guys don't care about boxing. I need Jimmy Ortiz in here because he and I can sit and chat boxing all day. But anyway, thanks for being here, George. And of course, you guys see we have the Denali Lama with us. Namaste, indeed. What's going on, dude?
Namaste.
Namaste. I'm doing fantastic. and that I am here with you guys with the California Time doing the news.
Yeah,
And
California show.
yeah, and join up my newsletter at dinalescomics at gmail.com for the Immortal Mask. So when I have things ready and set up, I'll be sending out information. It will be interesting,
Sweet.
from my perspective. Yeah.
Well, you know what we should do for Dinale for the California show? I should change the title card to a picture of a homeless guy lying in a pile of feces. That might be better. I think that would really
Oh, that'd
sell
be
it.
awesome.
You guys, what do you guys think? Couple needles next to him,
Well, I would just defer this to Booster. Booster, what do you think? Does that feel
Hmm?
like home?
Does that feel like
I,
home? Oh.
I wasn't listening.
He was insulting you, your country, your race, and everything that it makes you you.
Oh, don't do that.
I did it with one sentence.
And he did it with
Ah,
a single sentence.
that was just
Mean. It's
uncalled
just
for.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we got a few
Oh
people over
boy.
here watching. We got Rebel Comics and Gaming. He says, mm-hmm. We got Eric
Mm-hmm.
Hawkins in here. Says, is it tomato season? Dude, tomato season's coming on, man.
2 months. Then you won't be seeing me for like a few months.
Wow.
Finally get rid of me.
That's true. Then that's how we do it. When tomatoes come, they take priority. And of course,
Yeah.
Rebel Comics and Gaming says
What
Emma
can I say? My
Frost
country
has
needs me.
diamond nipples. She does, dude. That's a
Mm,
very good observation. Emma Frost
mm,
does have diamond nipples.
yeah. Well, there goes my character.
Yeah,
There goes
that
my OC. Yeah.
just trying to steal people's stuff, man.
Yeah.
Copyright infringement, indeed. But
Stan
anyway,
Lee's at it again.
yeah, right. But anyway, let's jump over here and take a look at the news. We do have some fun stuff to talk about and some stupid stuff, but
Mm,
that's kind of the way it goes.
I like all of the above. Let's go. Let's do
Mm.
this.
All right, let me allow that, and I'm going to jump over here. All right. Well, first bit of news, kind of interesting. Go ahead, Denali.
All right, from Newsarama, Sean Murphy begins his work on Batman White Knight third volume. So everybody's been enjoying the White Knight series. So here comes the next one.
Doesn't feel right unless you say Sean Gordon Murphy. No.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Sean
The
weird.
full. Yeah. Just
Sean
saying.
Gordon Murphy.
Sean Murphy. It's like who? Who's that? Oh, the
Oh,
Sean Gordon Murphy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
100%. It is weird, and I've been seeing a lot of people do that recently. It's not
I
just
don't
this
like.
place. It's like a trend or something.
I
It's
don't like
weird.
it.
I don't like it either. It has a
Respect
nice
the man.
twang to it, like
Put
serial
the
killer.
Gordon in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ted
John
Bundy
Wayne
of
Gacy.
comics.
It's not John Gacy.
Yeah.
It's John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it right.
There you go.
But
Yeah.
no, the thing with the White Knight is I haven't read it. Not everyone, but I've had several people telling me you should read it. It's really good, Chester. But it kind of sounds like something I wouldn't dig, though. I mean, it just sounds like. I mean, the art might be great, the writing might be great, but it just sounds like something that's not up my alley. Up my tree.
that's you're such a racist.
Yeah.
Mm.
Obviously.
It's right, Chester. You're allowed your wrong opinions.
I am. I most
Yeah.
certainly am. But
Yeah.
of course, he uses the same program everyone else on the planet uses. Yeah, this is cool. I know a lot of people love the White Knight, and this must be exciting news to a lot of people. So rock on. And I don't think there's anybody who's hotter than Sean Gordon Murphy right now. I mean,
It's awesome.
can you name someone hotter? Maybe Hickman.
Oh, Sean Gordon Murphy's hot, all right.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean.
Well,
I
how
can't.
about Sean Gordon Murphy Jr.?
Oh God, George, shut up, George. Moving over to the next bit of news, which is completely and utterly unrelated.
Right. So Pete Davidson sends fan NDA with a 1 million fine ahead of a comedy show.
What?
Yeah, basically anybody who bought tickets for his upcoming show receive a last minute email dictating that to enter the show, you would have to fill out the NDA, have your driver's license present with your tickets before they let you in.
Well, good.
Wow.
Don't go. Sounds great. How about that?
Yeah.
You'd have to be a super fan of this guy to put up with all that crap, and I've never heard of him.
No, I never heard of him either. It sounds like he's part of Saturday Night Live, which of course Saturday Night Live has been dead for decades. But Yeah, I don't know him either. I have been told by Dinale and George that he's not actually very funny. Which for me, the only thing, of course, you say, what does this have to do with comic books? Absolutely nothing, dude. But it does bring up a conversational point that I think is interesting. One thing about Netflix, which could be a cool thing, is they put out a lot of comedy specials. They put out a lot of anime, some original stuff too, which is awesome. Is if you're into that. There's tons of tons of comedy specials coming on Netflix. That's great. I love comedy, but man, it sucks. I mentioned this earlier, but people are complaining about all these female comedians and they're really not funny. Well, dude, the dudes aren't funny either. I've
Mm,
seen so
yeah.
much crap comedy stand up. I mean, my goodness, what has happened to the industry? I mean, there's hardly anyone right now that's killing it. And so I don't know this guy whatsoever. And you would think if he was funny, I would know about him because I do
Right.
like stand up.
J-Pots makes a good point. This is technically comic news.
He's right. He's right.
Mm,
Well,
Thank you,
mm.
J
you know,
Pods.
and just to add that, the last 3 comedy specials that I enjoyed was Dave Chappelle, Fluffy in Hawaii,
Mm.
and Fluffy. He was too hungry.
Oh,
You got to check
Gabriel
out Bill
Iglesias is
Burr's
awesome.
Paper Tiger.
Yeah, no, Bill
Yeah.
Burr's funny too. He's
Paper
really
Tiger was
smart.
so good.
Yeah.
And also, he actually does a podcast uh, on his YouTube channel, right? And he just did a podcast live thing on YouTube, which was pretty much a stand-up show that's on YouTube
Yeah.
right now. It just came out recently. You should check that out.
Oh,
Really
I've
awesome
listened to
stuff from
Bill
Bill
Burr
Burr.
before. He is funny on the YouTube. And
Yeah.
the thing I've noticed, because I have tried to check out some of them and I can't get through it very long because they aren't good. And politics has nothing to do with it. Of course, comedy is all about politics usually, or
Mm.
in politic things. But the important thing about comedians, and I think everyone's going to agree with me, if you want to be a comedian, you need to be smart. You have to be
What
really, really smart.
I don't know about smart or witty is the word I'd use because you need that timing. Timing's
Yeah,
everything.
that's what smart
You got to.
means. It means tight,
Mm-hmm.
fluid, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, witty is fine. But yeah, you have to be. And a lot of these people I've seen,
Yeah.
they're just not that smart, dude.
No,
I
they're
think
not.
what you're looking for, Chester, is knowledgeable on many things.
Yeah, that would work too. But I mean, come on, I watched a whole bunch of specials trying to see if I could find some new funny person because I love stand-up comedy. And you know what I've seen with a lot of the dudes, because I'm not going to talk about the women, that's just nonsense, political garbage. But the
We
guys,
hate
right?
women here at
Well, no,
Fanspeak.
come on, it's nonsense. They have no skill whatsoever. It's complete
Yes,
nonsense.
yes. This is a
Have you
human
ever
woman
seen Amy
hater
Schumer
club.
even string a sentence together? Need I say any more?
You know
But
what's funny?
what?
Back in about 2011 of the roast of Charlie Sheen, she was quite funny on that.
I don't know. I haven't ever seen her be funny at all, but I'll take
Yeah.
your word for it.
But past that, I haven't seen her do anything good because she suddenly just became like the feminist icon, the big feminist comedian. That's when she just became insufferable.
Yeah.
And also, my vagina smells. It's I don't want to.
Ew.
I don't want to hear that.
All right. But a lot of these male comedians I've seen, they're all gay, right? Which isn't a problem unto itself at all. Matter of fact, one of the funniest comedians I've ever seen is Eddie Izzard, and I don't know if he's gay or not,
Oh
but he's
yes,
certainly a
Cake or
transvestite.
Death is
That dude is
incredible.
ridiculously funny. Very talented comedian,
Cake
right?
or Death.
Cake or death. That was beautiful routine, right? He's funny. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure if he's actually a gay or not. I think he might just be one of those English transvestites. But there are a lot of these gay dudes, and you'd think they would play it up and work on it, but they don't. They're just unfunny and gay at the same time. It's like tragic.
That is such a bad combination. You should be
Yeah.
funny. Gay people just naturally funny.
Sure.
I
Look
love
at
the
Cecil.
whole thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All
You're in
right. Well,
trouble
I definitely
now.
got ourselves a community
We're
strike for that
blacklisted now.
one.
Well
All
done.
right. Whatever. Done with this. I don't care about you, Peter Davidson. I'm not going to sign in no damn NDA for you. Oh my God. What the hell is this?
What do we got?
Denali.
James Bond No Time to Die teaser trailer for the trailer that's coming on Wednesday.
So you're telling me this is
No,
a teaser for the
wait.
teaser? Sweet.
No,
Yeah.
this is a teaser for the trailer.
Okay, am I gonna click
is
on
it
it?
gonna do that thing where for the first 5 seconds it's gonna be like do the teaser?
No, it's
Yeah,
a teaser
Huh?
for the
yes,
teaser,
yes,
dude. It
there is,
really is.
there is a teaser for the
Oh,
teaser.
oh, 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 oh my
Go back.
God. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice motorcycle thing. I like it when they
That
fly.
was actually a good stunt.
Yeah, it is good
Pretty
stuff,
cool.
dude. Well, it's James Bond. You would expect it to have it. Ooh,
Tease
ooh.
me, daddy.
Okay, so I'm teased, I guess. Whatever. I'm not
Right.
interested at all.
If you go back, well, if you go back, there's
Uh-huh.
something that I noticed. If you go back to close to the beginning, keep a little bit forward, a little bit forward, a little bit forward, a little bit more, a little bit more.
The more?
There you go.
Oh, it's the black woman. There
Yep.
she is.
It's the
And
new
she's in a
007.
Bam.
and that's a Aston Martin, the latest one.
Sweet.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And so there you go. They're testing the market for a female 007.
Well, dude,
They thought they
it's
could just
time.
hide her.
Wait a
It's
minute.
time.
It is
Don't you
time.
know?
A
It's
female
time.
driving?
It's her turn.
Yeah,
Female
remember
driving.
they
Okay, George.
they drive in the wrong side of the road.
Yeah.
Wasn't it set in Europe?
I would imagine. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, but you know the funny thing about this, I'm not really very interested in it, but we'll see. It could be a good movie. But it just kind of yesterday, my wife wanted to watch some movie on Netflix, and of course, there's
Mhm.
nothing really interesting or new right now. It's all a bunch of crap. But we saw this thing, In the Shadow of the Moon, and it looked kind of good from the trailer, and I was like, I don't know, but we sat down, and watched it anyway. And of course, 10 minutes in, I already knew what the damn thing was all going to be about. And here's my suggestion to everyone: don't watch that. Now that is a raw, anti-white, anti-man, anti-American movie. And let me repeat that: anti-white, anti-man, and anti-American. It's like the triple threat, dude. That everything in that movie is about hating
The
those
unholy
things.
trinity. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
but I
movie
mean,
is that?
In the Shadow of the Moon. Don't watch it.
I
Don't
see.
support it.
All right, I won't Google it, Alan.
Don't talk about it. Don't Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you know what I
listen,
mean.
while we're
It's
not talking about it, while we're not Googling it, I got something special for everyone.
Yeah.
Apparently, in The Mandalorian has been quoting scripture,
awesome.
and the nut jobs haven't figured it out yet.
Mm.
One of the key phrases in The Mandalorian, in terms of his tribe, is "This is the way," and that's a direct script quote out of the scripture,
Hmm.
and it's really amazing to behold. I kid you not. You can actually type in "This is the way" scripture. It's 2 Nephi 31:21. I believe that's the correct pronunciation. Nephi. Chester, if you
Can you
you
spell
think
it again?
Nephi.
Nephi.
Yeah, 2 Nephi 31:21.
Okay, that is not a Christian book. I believe that is part of the Jewish Jubilees, right?
Yeah, well, scripture.
Jubilees.
I was
I thought it was in Hezekiah.
Maybe it got consolidated. That's a good point. I don't know.
Yeah, so it
I'm
says,
not a
"And
biblical
now,
expert,
behold,
though.
my beloved brethren, this is the way."
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like,
thank you, George. Thank you.
I just thought I put a
Yeah.
little,
Yeah.
a little scripture into the
Yeah.
proceedings.
So you're saying
Because
that
this
James
place was
Bond is
disintegrating into degeneracy.
I see. Well, thank you, George. But it's kind of like
Mhm.
the other day, Kylie Jenner, the absolute vapid idiot. She was trying to sue some Australian shirt company because she said something on her show or something, which is something that people have been saying since I was little. And the shirt company was just using it as some logo. I can't remember what exactly it was. And she decided to try to sue them because how dare you copy that's mine. I said it, therefore it's Kylie Jenner's. It's just the absolute entitlement of these people. Anyway, moving on. Ooh, ooh. Go ahead, Dinale.
Right. So this is from Bleeding Cool. The future is young. The Batman Dark Knight message is now part of the Hong Kong protesting. So the protester from Hong Kong are not using the slogan against mainland China.
Well, they like this. It's this picture right here.
Yeah.
This
That
is
image is cool as
Batwoman, I
hell.
think, or Batgirl. Probably I don't know, Batwoman, I guess, throwing a Molotov cocktail. And of course, here you see it right here, but they're also probably holding up pictures. I love how, it made me laugh. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again, I guess. But that whole thing with Trump's head on Rocky, and how the press lost their mind, and they were like, "This is a doctored photo. It's not real. It's not real." And then the Donald Trump's office put out a tweet to them saying, "It is completely undoctored and completely real. How dare you slander us?" or something like that. It's funny. But of course, they couldn't understand what it meant. They didn't get the whole Rocky thing. And if they had paid attention and actually did, I don't know, journalism, they would know that the same day, earlier that day, he signed a I don't know. It's not a bill, an order, I guess, that supports Hong Kong and states that America will defend Hong Kong against any kind of Chinese aggression. Which, good on you, Donald Trump. Right, took you long enough, and then putting out that tweet with his head on Rocky, of course, is the power of America will support you. And of course, the Hongkonese, they understood it completely, and they started
The who
carrying
do
around
what?
the Hongkonese.
Okay.
And they got it, and they were carrying on the pictures of him with his head on Rocky. It's just funny to me that our own press is so stupid they can't even understand subtlety. I don't know.
So you say the Hongkonese?
Or Hong Konger.
Hmm.
Okay.
As in
Well,
honky.
how would you refer to them then?
I thought a conger was one of those people out front of the giant gate who were waiting for the giant ape to come out, and they put the sacrifice out for him.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's why I go with the Hongkonese. I think it sounds cooler anyway.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, no, you guys know I'm in full support of Hong Kong over here, what they're doing, but I'm a lot closer to it. I really am, and I understand the situation a lot better than the average Westerner, I think. But because for me, it's a weird thing. Let's take a moment with this if we could, and get some opinions here from you guys in the chat too. But here's the thing: China is China is the evil thing, right? The government. We know this, right? And we don't need to rehash that. But if you have an economically healthy and vibrant China, that will rise all boats in Asia. That will make Japan rich, Korea rich. It will raise up, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Thailand, even India to a point.
That's a lot
So
of junk.
well, it is though, right? I get the joke, so we want a viable China because it's actually good for Asia, but then we don't because they're an evil, horribly evil regime. I mean, truly evil regime. So a bit of a conundrum, I think. Do you have an actual opinion on this, DeWolf?
Yeah, of course. Of course I'm behind democracy. People that are waving the American flag, obviously know what it means, know the detriment that it can cause you, and they want the freedom, which is entirely a different concept when we have our own people over here on the anarchist left that are burning it. So I'm behind the Hungarians.
Ooh, I like that one. Hungarians. I like that one. Let's go with that one.
That was well, Model 316 gave me the idea.
Oh, awesome. There you
Shout
go,
out.
model. Anybody else have an opinion on this, or I just move on?
Oh yeah.
Well, this whole was it rising tide lifts all boats?
Yeah.
That's not true. This trickle down economics is total BS because what they're going to do is create tax shelters, and no one's going to rise at all.
Yeah, see, the problem is with trickle down economics, George. If you remove the regulation, it works brilliantly. I.e., example, Donald Trump.
Okay,
Uh,
and
I dropped the mic, baby. Next.
okay, you just proved my point.
No, I didn't. I
Oh,
proved
I
my
had an
point.
opinion on that thing.
Oh,
it
you
proves my point
okay? Go
because
ahead,
because Donald Trump, what the
Oh no.
George.
what the
Stop
leftists
it,
really
George.
forget
Stop it.
is that
Booster
Donald
has
Trump.
an
Wait a minute, wait
opinion.
a minute.
Let Booster
Donald
speak,
Trump. Let me
George.
finish. Let
George.
me finish. I got a great.
No,
Literally,
you
all I was
don't,
going to
George. I
say was
guarantee you don't. I
Frank
know
Miller.
you don't. Matter of fact, I've marked on my calendar next to me how many times you don't. Right? Do I have to put another check here?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Do it. Do it. Do we?
Go ahead, Booster.
well, literally, all I was going to say was Frank Miller shouldn't be writing anymore, but that's kind of dropped dead. So,
No, he shouldn't.
Oh
He's
wow,
kind of out of. He's not doing
that's
well.
the
Yeah.
word of the future now. Look, Donald Trump knew about trickle down economics, so he created himself
oh, dear.
a huge debt that he didn't have to pay taxes on for the next 10 years. And everyone's freaking out. He goes, "Well, he didn't pay any taxes." Well, yeah, that's because he deferred his expenses over a long period of time because he overspent in the first year.
Mhm.
That's how you trickle down economics doesn't work.
Okay,
Just
George.
No, trickle down works. It's provable by the fact that I earn the money and my kids get all of it.
That's right.
oh
Boom.
yes.
Sweet. Next. Now
I, I,
this.
I submit I submit to
George.
the great the wolf.
Damn it. Denali.
Right. So this is from Bounty into Comic. Fan petitions want Danny DeVito to play Wolverine in the MCU. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Where is this
They-
thing? I want to vote my petition.
I need this to happen.
If he
And
was a younger,
Charlie Day should be his sidekick in as well. So there'd be the gruesome twosome in the MCU, baby.
he's way too old,
There you go.
dude. He's way too
Gruesome
old,
twosome.
unfortunately.
Yes, Wolverine's older than him, so I'd say he's too young to play Wolverine.
Yeah, okay. Point taken. But that is a great Photoshop, man. That is a great Photoshop. Who is this youngin over here next to
That's
Danny?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh,
Oh,
what? Harry
Harry
Potter?
Potter.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I swear to God, I'll drop kick the entire Hollywood if they do that.
Look, he's Harry Potter now. He's not anything else.
No, he could
Don't
do,
put him
but
anywhere else.
he's not. If you've seen him in his other things, he's not super talented, dude. None of those guys are really talented. If you look at Emma Watson, she's not really talented. They worked really good as a company, as a
They
group.
also work well as a company.
Well, they
Did
did.
you see the
Uh,
movie where Daniel Radcliffe pretended to be a brick?
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, and he was a beautiful
No.
brick. Yeah.
Yeah,
The Harry
it was.
Potter people like to knock on the Harry Potter films, but those are good, fun family films, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
Mhm.
because people need to understand. I think
Everybody
a lot
enjoy.
of
Yeah.
No, well, I think a lot of people misrepresent things because they're looking at it from their lens, right? And my lens would be
Right.
that of a 50-year-old guy, right? So of course, what I like is not necessarily what a 30-year-old or a 20-year-old or a 10-year-old is going to like, obviously. But you have to kind of step back and understand that not everything is for you. Right, and especially being a parent, you have to kind of manage the entertainment that you're letting your family consume but with this understanding it's not necessarily the thing that I love the most, but what is best for all of us where we can enjoy as a family and chat about it and have some fun with it, right? And I see a lot of people like knocking on Harry Potter, and I get the nuance of it, but you're missing the point. The reason it was
Well,
so successful is because it was a really good family thing.
you want to talk about misrepresentation. Eric Hawkins doesn't believe this is Danny DeVito in this picture, and instead he thinks it's Booster.
It,
Oh, okay. You got me. All
well,
right.
this one here with the censored over the genitalia is definitely Booster. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Well,
then
am I related to Danny DeVito? Maybe. I have all of
maybe
his proportions, uh, all of it. Right.
there
The
you
the
go.
man's an absolute goblin. Have you seen him? Have you watched him in Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Oh, he's funny, dude. But
It-
this is a beautiful Photoshop, though. Whoever did this is just for pure
It's
genius, man.
glorious.
Yeah, yeah, really good job. They even got the hair on the sides of the arms and the bald spot at the top with the.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just perfect. It's beautiful. But this is like a non. Article. This is never going to happen. And the reason I asked about the Radcliffe thing is, are they serious about that? because that might be the only serious thing in the actual article is Daniel Radcliffe here in this picture.
a
Are they
a
talking
lot
I
about
of,
don't
doing
think
that?
so.
not the studios, but a lot of fans have been pushing for it because he can pull off some serious stuff outside of being typecast as Harry Potter, and he's actually the right proportion to be Wolverine, comic book accurate
Yeah, he is
proportions.
little, but he's
Yeah,
not buff at all. Although he probably could. He is a professional. I'll give him that.
yeah.
Daniel is
Yeah,
He went
very
on
Wolverine's a
Broadway.
professional.
small, stout little thing, right?
He is. Yeah, yeah,
He's a
we do.
wide boy.
We do.
He's
But
practically a square.
the thing also, I mean, if you know, because they didn't do that with Hugh Jackman, he's actually a big guy. But you need someone that's just got raw charisma that will just absolutely devour the scene, and he is not that at all, dude.
Yeah, that's why they got Hugh Jackman here.
Yeah, no, Hugh
I know
Jackman,
they
dude,
didn't get
he
Jackman.
devoured the hell
But
out of
he,
the
Hugh
scene,
Jackman.
man.
but
Wait a minute,
Wolverine
Hugh
is not
Jackman
Mr.
actually lucked into the
Charisma.
role.
No,
More like
you're right,
huge
There,
but
Jack
he
fan.
has
there were two or
presence.
three actors ahead of him that actually either refused it or their commitments were elsewhere, and Hugh Jackman just fell into that role.
Yeah, no, I agree with that,
Well,
and he
also
grew into
because
Wolverine too.
they also didn't want their sexy male lead to be shorter than the females. They said that themselves.
That makes sense, though. I get it. But no,
What
I get
height
it.
is
I
he?
understood that decision. But let me ask a question to you guys. And I got to go over there, look at the chat. I haven't looked at it in a while. But let me ask a question to you guys. What
hmm
actor, name an actor that can stand on screen, not say a damn word, but just keep, absolutely contain all the attention?
Ryan Gosling.
Interesting.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Okay.
Kurt
The
Russell.
Chris's.
Oh,
The
Kurt Russell.
Rock.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. DeWolf.
The
No, I don't
Chris's.
think he could.
Oh yeah, DeWolf. I think you're right.
DeWolf. What do you think? No.
What like
Wow, no comment.
all
He's
the
not paying
Chris's?
attention. All right, all right.
Danny DeVito.
No, not Danny
Keanu
DeVito.
Reeves.
None of you answered the question properly at all. None of you. You're all wrong.
What?
Everybody's wrong.
Oh,
Everybody's wrong.
Did they answer the question with a question?
No, they
What
didn't.
is?
But
Christina Hendricks.
the correct answer is Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Mm.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
yes, it
Christina
is.
Hendricks.
All right. Yeah, he should be Wolverine. Yeah.
I think he should. I think it'd be badass.
Yeah.
Old Man
All
Logan.
right.
Yeah,
We got it.
we got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving on. What the hell is this? Go
Perfect
ahead.
casting. We got this.
All right, this is from Superhero Hype. Damon Lindelof directed Watchmen latest
Oh my.
twist. So for spoilers for those who are not watching it because you know better and we applaud you for that. And pity for those who are actually watching this because they want to see the train, right? We know what makes you cheer. Basically, the plot twist of this latest episode is that the lover for the main character is actually it's actually Dr. Manhattan with amnesia. Amnesia.
I don't like this show, Denali.
Yeah. Well, of course, he's the love interest for our hero. He is Cal Abar, and he's a black fella, and he is he is the Doctor Manhattan with amnesia, which I don't understand how that happens. I also don't understand how, seeing as this is after the fact, quite a bit after the fact, how Doctor Manhattan is even here, seeing as he left for another galaxy. We've also never seen Dr. Manhattan be able to mimic actual biology. He does a facsimile of a humanoid form, right? But now he can make himself look completely human. And if he did have amnesia, and it just kind of up a new power appeared and automatically happened, why wouldn't he automatically, his subconscious, automatically fall into what he looked like before, right? Because
Yeah.
one thing we've seen that is, and it's just that in the Shadow of the Moon thing I mentioned, and they had another one of those tropes. They all have these tropes. You can't have a white woman and a white man together. You can't. Not anymore. The white person needs to be with a POC, a person of color, right? They will not allow it, right? So they, in this situation where she is a black lady, they could have easily just made him kind of look like the character was supposed to be, which would, you would assume would be what would happen. But they chose to make him black. But then again, this show is pure racism. It's purely racist show. This is anti-white to the 10th degree,
Extremely.
right? And
And
anti-male.
you'll
Right.
have absolute weirdos that will tell you that Watchmen was always about race and always about well, it was always political, really,
It is
but they'll
political, yeah.
they'll tell you it was always woke and always about social justice. No, I don't know.
Yeah, but see, it was about justice, but it wasn't about bigotry. Because these things, that's the thing these people don't understand. They keep saying they're
Hmm.
woke and they're anti-fascist and they're against the Nazi and stuff. But all you show me is that you're a bigot, you're prejudiced, you're racist. That's all they show me. So I don't know
Not to
why they
tell
keep
you,
talking about
just
anti-racism when they're purely racist.
the show is seriously a fascist power fantasy for leftists.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
Because the police are on their side essentially, and they just go around beat the crap out of the white supremacists who have no, that's just all they are. They're just white supremacists.
Yeah,
That's their
Batwoman's the
one note
same,
character.
right?
Yeah,
The Batwoman show. They're all like that. They're just
because
pure
they
racists. They
don't
can't
have
see their
real
own
life.
racism.
They don't have like real life examples of the Nazis and white supremacists that are running around that they think are in their damn heads. So they write these stories where they're the badass person of color who's like this, I don't know, 120-pound woman who can take on these huge muscle framed white supremacists and beat the crap out of them.
That is funny. I do get a kick out of that. Yeah. But that's been going on for quite
Yeah.
a while. Yeah, someone would go back, and I guess maybe I should do it. But I wish someone would go back and over the past decade, just the past decade, and go count how many shows and movies are female led versus male led. I'd like to
Mhm.
see that number. I'd like to see that demographic because I have
Oh
a
yeah.
feeling it's extremely overrepresentative,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? But whatever. You go, girl. What am I supposed to say, Booster? Slay Queen? Is that
I'm
is
not
that
gonna lie. I actually really like Regina King rather.
so?
Regina King. I
Slay
have a soft
Queen.
spot for her because she voice acts the main characters in the Boondocks. So I got a bit of a soft spot for her, but I think she's a great actress and she does what she can with this role. It's the writing that's very much failed her.
Yeah, sure, cool, rock on.
Yeah,
And we
because
have our.
they
Go ahead.
don't give her much to work with. She's a character with very little drive. Yeah, I don't really understand why she does the things she does. She's just white supremacists are bad, and I'm gonna take him out.
Well, of course,
That's
that's the
about
problem
it.
with so many things these days. They're not actually writing stories; they're writing politics. They're making statements, and
Yes,
that's why they suck.
yes. All right.
Poorly done. Yeah.
If you allow me to go on a bit of a tangent, I would like to compare it to another character in the show that I actually really like. Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
his
Go ahead.
his name is Looking Glass, right? And
Mhm.
he's one of the characters in the police force who is a detective. He's very introspective, very introverted character, and he wears a mask made out of this like strange silver lining, right? It's very reflective. But his whole deal is that he was a survivor of the squid attack in New York back in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
And everything he does in his life, he's very alone. That silver lining stuff is made out of stuff that he believes can get rid of trans-dimensional attacks from his brain, right? It's lined on his head, it's in his house and everything. He's a very paranoid character. And everything about him is centered around that one thing that he's terrified will happen again. And I just found him to be a very fascinating character.
That's cool. Well, awesome.
Yeah, I was like, wow, depth. And you gave it to the
No.
white guy, the straight white male. Good job, show.
Oh well. Anyway, I mean, no, you're the only one with the courage to watch this damn thing. So, because I haven't watched an episode of
I
it.
have a lot of fun hate watching this show.
Oh, I
But
see. Yeah,
occasionally
I
they
don't do
have
that.
good episodes.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off.
Yeah, a lot of people do that hate watching. I don't do that. Why would I do that? That doesn't make any
Oh,
sense to me.
I like it. I enjoy my anger.
Jesus. All right, that's why you're a millennial. There you go. Last story of the day. Oh my God. Go ahead, dude.
Right, from Screen Rant. It's official. Star Trek tie-in comics now matters because they are canon. Oh, boy.
Silence. When I was a kid, um, we had I had a couple of things I loved when I was a kid, and one of them was like this big giant Star Wars coloring book. I was when I was real little, right? But I did have these giant size. I don't even know how to express the size of them because they're maybe almost 3 or 4 times the size of a normal comic. I mean, they were really big, huge things. And I had
They're called
one.
treasure editions.
What do they call them?
Treasury editions.
Treasury editions. Okay. One of them was Star Wars, and it was A New Hope, and I loved that one. I read that thing to death. But the other one, I actually had a few of them, and they were Star Trek. The original series, of course, it was Kirk and stuff. And I did read them many times, but as I got older, I mean, not even very old, I realized how bad they were. Right. And of course, I was reading Daredevil and Captain America and Thor and stuff at the time, so it's not a fair comparison, I suppose. But yeah, those old Star Trek comics kind of sucked, dude. They weren't very good. And I know that recently there's been some really good Star Wars comic books that have really helped Marvel kind of stay afloat, actually. So that's a good thing. But I don't know. What do you guys think about Star Trek comic books? Because I don't have any faith in that. Besides the politics that's going on with Star Trek, just the idea of a Star Trek comic book. Anybody have an
You,
opinion?
you have to pick your poison. I mean, if you're gonna get any Star Trek comic books, you got to get the ones by John Byrne. Those are absolutely spectacular. Everything else is just weak fan fiction.
Okay. All right. There you go. Any other comments?
Generally, I think this type of thing should be done across most media,
Hmm.
right? Make the comics, the novels, the movies work together. Make them all
Mhm.
canon. Ensure that there's a vision and everything stays within one concept, and you don't change things like the Force. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not talking Star Wars.
Oh no, we're not Star Trek.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think the idea, if you can do it, it's a good idea, and, and
Well,
and so that everything's copacetic.
well, they used to tie in everything, right? I know I
Yeah,
had
yep,
an Alf comic book. Yeah, there used to be Alf comic books.
yeah.
I mean, there were a ton of them, dude. I think I've seen a Knight Rider comic book. I
hmm
can't. My brain's not really helping me at this moment, but
Like
they used to tie in a lot of stuff.
even the Book of Our Elves Christmas card, it
Hmm.
actually ties into the rest of the Book of Elves story series.
Oh, sweet, nice shill. That was good. That was a good one. That was a really good one. But I think the art I'm
It's
looking at here
canon.
looks fine. It's canon. There you go. And
Yeah.
let's have Booster put on his little dramatic acting hat, and please give us your best Picard and read this. Go ahead.
Picard. Okay, this is gonna be brutal. I hope you're all ready. This is gonna be terrible. It's something like Picard. Eventual. Fortunately, the Senate has yet to ban me altogether. I'm pleased to say that the stage is set. Our mission enters a critical phase. The survival of the Romulan people is in our hands.
Wow, you don't know Star Trek at all, huh? You
No, I don't care
clearly
about
know
Star Trek.
nothing about Star Trek. I mean, talk
Star
about
Trek is for
standing out like a sore
nerds.
thumb and showing the world that you know zero about
Oh,
Star Trek.
oh, I'm sorry.
Can you believe how bad that was, Sir Wolf? Did you? I mean,
Uh,
come on, dude.
yeah,
You
yeah,
set me up
and
on
he's even
purpose.
English.
You son of a bitch.
It wasn't Picard at all, and it's pronounced Romulan. You bastard.
Oh, Romulan. My apologies that it's spelt like it shouldn't be.
What are you talking about? It's exactly
What are
how it
you
should
talking
be.
about?
Booster, you could have just read it like you were Professor Xavier.
Yeah, that
I
would have
did.
been
I did.
better.
That was perfect. What's his name?
Picard. Let me ask
Yeah.
a question though.
Yeah.
Raise your hand, guys. Are you Star Trek or are you Star Wars? Not that you can't like both, but which
Uh,
one do you prefer? Because me, I'm Star Trek for sure. That's what I prefer over Star Wars. I like Star Wars too, but I'm a Star Trek guy. What about you, George?
I'm a little bit country.
God, so damn useless. Dinelli.
I was both until JJ came
Oh,
and
oh,
destroyed everything.
oh, interesting.
Which one?
Yeah, both of them. Uh,
Yeah, both of
what do
them.
you think, DeWolf?
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Oh.
You guys suck
This
so
fuck-
much,
this
dude. Let me come over here to the chat because they're better people. Star Truck, thank you very much, Mr. Thundero. Model says that was more like Sean Connery on Jeopardy.
Connery.
Thundero
Well,
says,
not many people can look at a section in a cult.
he says, I
Your
love that
mother,
Star Trek
Alex.
uniform. Looks good. Yeah, it does. Denali was mentioning that, actually. Star Trekking across the universe. Communism will always absorb all facets of life. It must be destroyed entirely. Yeah, we've tried, dude. It keeps coming back. John Dillard says, James Gandolfini. Oh, that's a fair point, dude. Keanu Reeves. I don't know about that, Thunder. I love Keanu. We all love Keanu. But we love Keanu because he has proven over decades to be a wonderful human being, right?
Yes.
And he's fun, and we root for him. But come on now, he's not. He's not that.
I think a Hobbit would make a better Wolverine than Gandalf. So
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Is Danny DeVito or Brewster? Sure. George is definitely the best Dinale. Okay. Frank Miller should write as long as he wants to. He earned it. Yeah, sure. Fine. Why not? I don't disagree.
Okay.
But I don't have to
If
buy
you
it.
like, but I ain't reading it
Yeah.
anymore. I'm sorry. He hasn't been good since like the 90s.
Yeah,
It's
no,
been
his Xerxes
brutal.
run has been really horrible recently.
Uh,
But Dillard draws, why are people trying to make protesting cool? Shouldn't the necessity for change be sufficient drive for action? People must be okay with it if they need to advertise for support. Well, it's marketing in a way, yeah. If you have a coyote eating your pets in the neighborhood, you don't need an advertisement to promote you to kill it. I don't know how that applies. Is he saying we
you
should
don't know
kill the
how.
hong
You don't know.
the
You don't know what
Hongkonese?
You know what I just realized? The future of protesting, sponsored by
Right.
Coca-Cola.
Right. Rumble Terrier is in here.
Ooh.
One of my favorite names. He says Mandalorian. And Rumble Terrier. I thought Bond was a black woman. What gives? Well, it's both. 007 is now a black lady, and James Bond is a civilian. There you go. Chester can't watch Shadow of the Moon because the universe is electric. Yeah, that is an absolutely political and hateful movie. It's too bad because the acting wasn't that bad, and there was some pretty horrible moments, to be honest with you. But in general, it was pretty solid. It had that dude from Narcos in it. Not
Did you?
not the main guy that's doing the Mandalorian now. The other guy, the one who died. I think he died. At
Hey,
the very end.
did you know that the Jolly Red Santa Claus that we all know and love was a creation of the Coca-Cola company?
Yes, George. Everyone knows this. Yes. Thank you, George. God damn it. Anyway, what do you got here?
Not
Rebel
really.
Comic says, well, for Ben's safety, she could only bang him in her human form. Huh? I came into something. Eric Hawkins says, I suddenly have so many questions about Emma Frost and Ben Grimm having sex. Diamond cuts rock, right? Well, maybe he likes it rough, huh? Don't judge him.
Yeah, don't kink shame, bro. Not here.
Yeah,
This is
man.
a
No
welcoming
kink
place.
shaming. Yeah.
Why do you think I'm put up with here?
That's right. All right, I caught up with the chat. Let me come back over the other side and let me do this and let me do this and awesome. Well, some interesting news today. I think I enjoyed the conversation. I hope you guys did. A little bit shorter show than usual, but that's all right. I do need to run up to the motorcycle shop before I go into work, so this kind of helps me out a few extra
You have
minutes.
a motorcycle?
I do. Actually, we'll soon to be
You're
have
having
two.
a midlife crisis?
Not really. No.
Oh, Chester, I'm sorry. You can talk to me, okay?
Brewster,
Can I?
ask him what kind of motorcycle it is. I'm pretty sure he's going to say something like a moped or a three-wheeler.
A Vespa.
Yeah,
Oh no,
Vespa.
it's a 1978
Wheel.
CB 350, I think.
Oh wow, I didn't know your midnight crisis was that bad.
Yeah,
What?
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
What do you mean brutal?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
color is it? Off orange.
Scratched and dented. It was given to me, guys.
Mhm.
I see.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
You have our
I
condolences.
see. Whoever gave it to you could just smell the sadness on you. I see.
I helped them, and
It was a
anyway.
pity gift, wasn't it?
I'm
But
behind you wholeheartedly because motorcycles are life.
Yeah, they are.
Mm.
They most certainly are.
Mm.
Motorcycles are awesome. I've been driving since I was a kid, riding since I was a kid. It's funny when they talk about midlife crisis. I understand there probably is a concept to that, but I've always kind of thought midlife crisis actually had more to do with the fact that you've simply got old enough where your kids are out of the house and you have enough money to do the stuff you want to do when you were a teenager.
Oh, I'm having my midlife crisis right now.
You are.
Yeah, that's why I come to this show.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah.
Come to
Yeah.
our show if you're having midlife. Help you guys
Well,
out.
the interesting thing about the motorcycle, because I haven't really thought about them since I was like a young adult. But I went traveling because of my music. I got married. I had kids. I raised the kids. So nowhere in there was there really room for a motorcycle. I mean, it's just not, it's not room for it because it was either moving or I had responsibilities. So I hadn't really paid attention to motorcycles for like 20 years. But of
Where,
course, I
where,
got.
where, where can we fit this motorcycle event in your life between the strippers and meeting your wife, or is this between the
No, I
strippers,
just kind of had
the college?
motorcycles, George. I mean, it's just a mode of transportation, and
No,
they're
no,
fun
we need
because
to know, Chester. We need to know
no,
where we plug in.
no, we
Different
don't
part of
because
your
it's
life.
You
not that important.
pinpoint
Know your
this on the
But
map.
inside
my
out.
point that I'm trying to
Yeah.
make, George, is this. So I just got this thing, so it's got a lot of work and repair it needs to do because it's a old junker and it needs to be repaired. But it is a classic. So I going around looking for stuff and seeing what it's going to cost me. And I hadn't paid attention to motorcycles for so long, dude. Motorcycles are dirt cheap, man. They're so cheap. You can get a really really nice bike for under 5 grand, dude.
It's freedom for cheap, on the cheap.
It is, dude. And repair is
Oh.
cheap. I didn't know this, DeWolf, because when I
Mm.
was a kid, you're just a kid with a bike, right? It's just, it's a fun thing to do, and you love it. Motorcycles are awesome.
Everyone should join me over here. Yep.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And hopefully, I don't know if you guys have all ridden motorcycles, but if you haven't, why aren't you? Because motorcycles are great, and they're
All right.
so
Fanspeak
cheap,
biker
man.
gang. It's gonna happen.
Hmm.
I'm serious. And of course, with the DeWolf symbol here, I think he gave us kind of hint of what he thinks of motorcycles. But yeah, no, I'm really happy that I was given that because I wouldn't have paid any attention to it. But now I am, and I'm like, ooh, this is fun. So anyway, I gotta go. So we're gonna go.
Okay, bye.
Everybody, get your closing statements together. Booster, do you have anything intelligible to say?
Nope.
Yes.
There it is. George.
This was the Chester Show. This was the Chester Show. Come back for some more on the Chester Show. Same
Hey.
Chester time, same Chester channel.
Thank you, George. That was very nice. It was sweet
Wow.
indeed.
That's a little jingle.
It
Yeah.
was, man. I like it. I feel flattered. DeWolf, what's going on, dude?
Dude, it's just so totally exciting. I've got I got the cards in. What happened?
I don't know. Go ahead.
No?
Why is that not working? Oh,
Huh?
these people. I got the cards in. If you were over at the Twitter, I was going to try to put them up my camera. My cam's not working. For some reason. So the Christmas cards are in, and go ahead, sign up there on at the Book of Elves on Indiegogo. It doesn't cost you anything. They're not warped to you early. All you have to do is I'm just going to be asking for your address or your neighbor's address, whoever address you want it to go to, and I will be sending them a Book of Elves themed Christmas card that goes along with the series, if you will. Yeah.
Sweet.
Are these cards CG graded and slabbed?
No, they're not slabbed because you have to be able to open it. But when you get yours, you can have it graded by all means. Yeah.
Yeah. Do they come in signed?
Signed? That's so
Yeah.
funny. Yes, they actually will come signed.
Oh, that's cool,
not,
dude.
Not signed by the printer, like a generic print run with the signature already part of the press impression. I mean, real signed, like, pen to ink on the paper.
Am I going to get one, DeWolf? Do I get one?
Yes. International shipping is twice the price,
Uh-huh.
but at that price, yes. If you sign up and you send me your address, you will get one.
I haven't got a Christmas card
Oh,
in
you're lucky I
forever.
like
This
you.
is this is absolutely, all expenses for this is on me out of the kindness of my heart and in the spirit of Christmas, and so that's the way it goes.
Sweet. There you go. Well, thank you very much for that, guys. And of course, we're going to let our very own Dinale take us out.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for this Monday Comics News Today show, California time, the California show. Join us tomorrow for Bugs Bear Basement at 8 p.m. Eastern, and check out our shows throughout the week. We're always here making fun with what we have. But as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Gesundheit.
Later, guys. Timing,
Look.
timing,
This is
timing.
a show where going on the show right now is bye bye.